Assalamualaikum and good day. I am DAWIRAH RAHMAN from UMS, and I will be presenting on the use of Quizizz as a game-based learning tool in improving the mastery of grammar. Low-Proficient second language learners' perceptions. This presentation encompasses introduction, literature review, methodology, findings, and conclusion. Introduction. It is evident that even in this digital era, many low-proficient second language learners still face challenges in comprehending basic grammar concepts due to the fact that English is not their mother tongue and because of the complexity of the language itself. Quizizz, a free and easy-to-use educational app with an interactive interface that was founded by Ankit and Deepak, two Indian teachers, while they were teaching remedial math at a school in Bangalore, India in 2015, is used to teach grammar in the classroom, which is used in this study. Quizizz is widely used in teaching foreign languages, and various studies have proven its effectiveness in teaching and learning English through the lenses of educators and students. Therefore, this study aims to identify students' perceptions towards the use of Quizizz to reinforce grammar knowledge and to find out the challenges students face when using Quizizz. Moving on to the second part of the presentation, literature review. The literature review of this study constitutes two major parts. Firstly is gamification amplifies learning participation, and secondly is the overview of Quizizz in enhancing grammar learning. In terms of amplifying learning participation, gamification aids learning in terms of prompting active learning, piquing motivation, permitting meaningful play, and enhancing foreign language interaction and learning engagement. Game features as in Quizizz, for instance, the leaderboard, badges, and points have positive impacts on learners' engagement, contentment, attentiveness, delight, and perceived learning in the teaching and learning process. In the light of overview of Quizizz in enhancing grammar learning, Quizizz allows participants to attempt a grammar practice more than once that induces an active participation, in line with the constructivism learning theory, which postulates that learners build new knowledge upon the foundation of previous learning. As mentioned by Bada and Olusegun in their research. Quizizz enables students to track performances shortly after a grammar quiz is over, hence enabling them to identify their strengths and weaknesses. In this case, grammar lessons. Quizizz is helpful in improving the grammar mastery of students due to various aspects such as fun and interactive features, engagement, competitiveness, better concentration, motivation, enthusiasm, and meaningfulness. Next is methodology. As for research approach and design, this study employed a quantitative research design by crafting a questionnaire, which was administered via Google Forms to the respondents through the Telegram app. The researcher used convenient sampling in this study, a sampling that represents the population that fulfills the required conditions in terms of convenient access and opportunity to engage. Students were invited to be respondents, agreed to participate in the research. As for participants, there were 65 respondents involved, all of which first semester students who were taking a 14-week essential communication skills subject. This subject is a grammar embedded proficiency course that the researcher taught and chaired in the Center for the Promotion of Knowledge and Language Learning at University Malaysia Sabah. At the time of implementing the study, Quizizz had been used as an auxiliary mechanism to help students learn English grammar by doing practices shortly after a lecture every week for 10 weeks. As for instrument, the questionnaire utilized as a research instrument in this study was adapted and modified from different researchers. It took approximately 5 minutes for the respondents to complete the questionnaire. The instrument encompasses two parts, which are Part A, that provides a 5-point Likert scale of strongly agree, disagree, neutral, agree, and strongly agree to elicit students' perceptions on 10 items. Part B, meanwhile, comprises one checkbox questions on challenges when playing quizzes, which allows respondents to choose multiple options that best correspond to their choice. There is also a space given for them to state their own challenges, should they have any. The quantitative data obtained from both parts were then analyzed using descriptive analysis in the form of frequency counts and percentages. They were presented in tables, Table 1 and Table 2. After that, the table data were sequentially described in narrative form by the researcher. Part 4 is findings. In relation to the first research question, what are students' perceptions towards the use of quizzes to reinforce grammar knowledge? It is reflected from Table 1 that almost all respondents perceived Quizizz as a positive grammar learning platform and experience. In terms of the second research question, what are the challenges students face when using Quizizz? Most respondents perceived internet connection issues, distraction from the timing, and touch screen sensitivity that led to accidental, incorrect responses, and jitters when answering questions as the central challenges of using Quizizz. As a conclusion, it is implied that second language learners perceived Quizizz as positively impacted their grammar practices and knowledge, which indirectly amplified their English language skills based on the accumulated findings of easy accessibility, a fun and enjoyable learning environment, interactive features, a leaderboard showing live ranks, a fascinating and an efficient tool to gauge knowledge and understanding after a grammar lesson, promoting critical thinking, enhancing grammar knowledge, lifting motivation, boosting confidence, being anticipated to be used in every grammar lesson, being expected to be used frequently in the future, and instructors' input facilitating the learning process. Nevertheless, the challenges encountered by students along the way also ought to be considered in order to optimize the usage of Quizizz for improving English grammar acquisition. The primary challenges faced by the respondents were issues with internet connection, distractions from timing and screen sensitivity, which result in the selection of incorrect responses, and a slight challenge in selecting the correct answers due to social pressure and learning anxiety. These challenges, as opined by the researcher, could possibly be addressed by improving internet access at educational institutions and upskilling educators' upper-hand technical knowledge of Quizizz to maximize its benefits as a lesson and practice tool, such as by providing a sufficient amount of time for students to answer questions and opting not to display the leaderboard yet to familiarize students with the nature of Quizizz. And once they got accustomed to its nature, teachers can show the leaderboard sparingly to spark some motivation and thus minimize anxiety. Overall, Quizizz is one of the most useful educational apps that should be used on a regular basis because it will eventually help realize the fourth industrial revolution, IR 4.0, by producing more and more English proficient students for better job prospects. That's all from me. Thank you.